Hi all, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this glow-in-the-dark snow globe tumbler. You're going to start by drilling a hole at the bottom. I use a rotary tool. I just think it gives a lot more control rather than just a normal drill. As you can see, I'm cleaning up the sides there. This tumbler that I'm making is an Oogie Boogie inspired tumbler, so these polymer clay pieces that I'm using have his face on them, and as you can see I'm just banging them into the cup, but they do get stuck in the hole, so then I'll just take my weeding tool and help push them along inside. To go along with the Oogie Boogie theme, I'm also adding diced polymer clay pieces, and I'm doing the same process, just banging them in the cup and using my weeding tool when they get stuck. Now I'm adding this neon green fine glitter that I got from Michael's. You can use any type of glitter you want, but this is what I'm using to give my liquid a little bit of a shimmer. I used my weeding tool just because I was filming a TikTok because I couldn't use both hands, but as you can see again, I'm just banging the glitter in. And for those of you who want to comment, I don't like using a funnel. For me, it just gets clogged and it takes way too long. Now I'm taking a paintbrush and brushing the excess glitter into the hole. Now it's time for our liquid mixture. Mine is a 2-to-1 ratio of distilled water and glycerin, favored glycerin. When adding pigment to your mixture, you want to make sure that you're adding it to your glycerin or your glue, whatever you're using, before you add your water. So in my mixture, I'm adding acrylic paint and mica powder. Add the paint little by little until you get your desired color. Just remember that if you add too much paint, your liquid will become too thick and you won't see your glitter and your polymer clay pieces behind it. This step can also be a bit deceiving because in the cup, the color looks a lot more pigmented than it actually is. So when I lift up the popsicle stick, you can see that there's barely any color in it at all. Now adding mica powder gives it a bit more pigment without the thickness, and this one also creates the glow in the dark feature. Also be aware that when you add the water, it will lighten the color. Now I'm adding in my liquid with a little syringe that I would not recommend at all. It just takes way too long, so down below I'll leave better bottles that you guys can use. As you're adding your liquid, make sure that you take that cup and move it around. Make sure that the liquid is soaked only in the glitter and the pieces so that avoids any opportunity for air bubbles to form. When you shake your cup around, that will most likely make the glitter clump at the top of the liquid, so I'm just adding rubbing alcohol into the cup, letting it sit, which makes the glitter fall and unclumps it. Now I'm just repeating the same process, adding liquid, shaking it around, adding more rubbing alcohol, and so on and so forth. Again, it would not take this long if I was not using this little syringe. Here I'm plugging it with this heavy duty tape that I will also link down below, and I'm just shaking it around really good, trying to get any glitter that is stuck at the top unstuck, as you can see there. Make sure you're shaking it back and forth, moving it around, banging on it to get those little micro bubbles out. Before you seal it, make sure you are cleaning your surface with rubbing alcohol, and here I'm just plugging it again, shaking it around, making sure that everything's flowing right with no air bubbles. To seal, I use extra adhesive Scotch tape and UV resin. When you're applying your tape, it's really important to make sure that none of it is lifted on the sides, or else it won't seal properly and you will have leaks. I now take a very thin layer of UV resin and spread it just over the hole and the tape to create a really secure first layer. By the way, when you're done using a paintbrush for this, you can clean it with rubbing alcohol. I then stick it under my UV lamp for 90 seconds. If you don't want to get a UV lamp, you can let it dry outside, it just takes a little bit longer. Now I'm adding the last layer of UV resin and again spreading around with the paintbrush. If this is going to be your last step to seal, which it definitely can be, I don't show mine, which is sealing my logo with epoxy. You can also add glitter to this layer of resin and then take a lighter to it to smooth it out and get rid of any bubbles. Let it dry one more time in the UV lamp and you are good to go. Here I am outside charging the glow-in-the-dark feature. And this is her in her glory. Please leave any questions that you guys have down below. Make sure to follow us at Fantasy Designs Co. on TikTok and Instagram. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.